be talking about the road test and what your examiners are expecting you to know. Part of my job is to prep and get teens and adults ready to take the test. When you're driving, you want to make sure you have your seatbelts on. It's something really small, but you'd be surprised how many adults and teens forget to put on their seatbelt. So I always want to encourage you to wear your seatbelt. Encourage all your passengers to do the same because that's extremely important. The seatbelt is the most effective way to allow you to avoid serious injuries in case of a collision. Next, speed limits. This is one of the biggest factors I see in beginning drivers. You must adhere to the speed limits and check the speed and weather conditions based on the execution of the things you need to do. Speed increases the risk of accidents, so reduce your speed and drive at a speed that is safe and reasonable for the conditions on the road. Next, avoid distractions. You're going to be nervous because you're going to have an examiner and they're going to not communicate with you. They're just going to tell you, I need you to make a right turn. I need you to make a left turn. You, as a beginning driver, have to understand and execute the commands that are given. Failure to execute those commands will result in you having your test terminated and you will fail. You'll be in tears. So you need to listen to the commands that the instructor will give you. Your road tester or instructor will never put you in danger. I need you to understand this. You will not be in danger and you need to relax. Obey the traffic rules. Many times, a lot of students fail making right turns on red. You must first come to a complete stop for 3 seconds, 1001, 1002, and 1003. After you remain motionless for 3 seconds, you need to look to check your traffic. Look left, right, and left. And more importantly, look to your right to check to see if there's a sign there that says no right turn on red. If you turn right on red and there's a sign there saying no right turn on red, your test will be terminated. So it's extremely important that you look at and scan the intersections. Let's talk about pedestrians. Pedestrians are the most vulnerable road users. You as a driver need to yield for pedestrians all the time. Even if the light's in your favor, you as a driver must yield to pedestrians at any and all times. If there's no sidewalk provided, pedestrians have a right to walk on the shoulder of the road against traffic. If you see a bicyclist, they are vulnerable road users too. They have a right to ride with the flow of the traffic and even take up the right lane. It's your job as a driver. It's my job as a state certified instructor. It's your road tester's job to alert you of this. I want to talk about the dangers that bicyclists will face. There's something called a right cross, CROSS. When you are making a right turn, you're coming up, you need to look left, right, and left. Be mindful that to the right side of your vehicle, behind the passenger door, there's a blind spot. Failure to look before you make your turn will result in you hitting someone or right cross into them. So what I need you to do is be mindful and look where you are going. It's extremely important that you look, you check those traffic conditions because we do not want to run over a bicyclist. On the other end of the spectrum, if you're coming up making a left turn, you must yield to oncoming traffic. If you have a protected left-hand turn, you will have a green turning arrow. It will blink yellow, 1001, 1002, 1003. After that, you need to look through the intersection and be mindful they are bicyclists who are riding their bike at 25 miles an hour, 30 miles an hour. If you're not careful, you will have the left cross, CROSS. This is when you're making a left turn and you're not paying attention and you literally will hit the bicyclist. We want to make sure you're safe. Next, you want to maintain vehicle safety in your vehicle. You want to make sure your wipers are in good condition. Your tires have the correct air pressure. Check your tires in the morning, anywhere from 32 to 35 pounds cold. Don't check your tires if you've been driving for over 10 or 15 minutes. You'll get an inaccurate reading. The tire pressure is best checked in the morning. Make sure your turn signals, headlights, and taillights work, and your windshield is not cracked. Any of these small safety violations, you will not be able to go out and take your test. So your vehicle has to be in good working mechanical condition. You need to at least have a fourth of a tank of gas. You need to have an updated registration and proof of insurance. And here in the United States, as well as other places around the world, you need to have all of your documentation and paperwork. I need you to be mindful of the weather conditions. Many states and provinces around the world have something called the basic speed law. This is where you, as a driver, need to drive at a speed that is safe and reasonable for the conditions on the road. Example, adjust your driving style to the adverse weather conditions like rain, snow, fog, and reduce your speed and increase your following distance. This is a key word that can help on your knowledge test. Increase means to make or give more distance. Decrease means to reduce your distance. Let's talk about watching for pedestrians. Pay close attention to pedestrians at the crosswalk, heavily populated areas, downtown areas, parks, festivals, parking lots. Typically, pedestrians get hit at unexpected places where they would pop up or pop out. Let's talk about limiting night driving at night. One of the most challenging things that I see for beginning drivers, teens and adults, is driving at night. It's hard because you're going to have reduced visibility. It's called visual acuity, how well you can see things. What I need you to do is drive slower and adjust your speed to the light conditions on the road. I also need you to understand that it's your responsibility to share the road. It's called the HTS, the Highway Transportation System. You as a driver need to follow the guidelines, the rules that are in place. Your road tester is simply a guide. They're going to tell you to execute right turns, left turns, merging on the freeway, going through carriageways, going into roundabouts. And at roundabouts, you want to yield to traffic already in the roundabout, and you want to go in and signal your intention. If you're going to the right, you need to go to the right. If you're going to the left, you need to indicate where you are going. Typically, a lot of points are lost by speeding, failing to yield the right of way, and rolling stops. It's your responsibility as a beginning driver to practice. Don't go take your road test unless you're ready to take your road test. If this brought you value, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. I'm a state certified driving instructor. Have a blessed day. Bye.